I invite you to watch till the end of the video, and I'll give you the 7 steps that I used this week to overcome a very bad conversation that once I broke it down, it was a great learning experience, and I'll make sure not to make those mistakes again. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast, where I do an episode every week, and comment. Add to the conversation of how you overcome a bad conversation that you have with a prospective client. You see, I'm involved in helping another person sell multiple assets across the US, and they have multiple price points. Now, during a second conversation with a potential candidate to buy one of the assets, I mixed up the price point by $100,000. So that's a fairly significant mistake. And I understand where only in the second conversation, the person might lose confidence in what I'm saying. Now, not only did this person tell me that they lost confidence, but number 2, they emotionally got charged and told me they didn't know that this conversation was a scam or the offer was a scam, and then proceeded to tell me how incompetent I was as a salesperson for the next 20 minutes. Now, one of the biggest things I learned as an EMT with Terrace Park over the 20-year career, 19-year career, was that you always meet the person when they're emotionally charged where they are. There's no sense in arguing with them. You just let them be there, and you try and match and get to the point where they are to help them calm down and come out of that emotionally charged situation. So I did. And at the end of it, I felt horrible. I knew that my mistake helped this person get to the place where they are and were, and let me know about it. You see, at the end of the conversation, the person also made a strong point over and over to tell me that I had wasted their time. They had devoted an hour to learn more about the asset I was trying to sell. And because of my incompetence, they couldn't trust what I was saying. Their hour was lost, and it was all my fault and because of me. So I thought about this quite a bit during the day and replayed the conversation in my mind. I didn't want to dismiss it because I knew that I had made a mistake. So I wanted to learn from it and take Jerry's words of advice. Let me give you my 7-step process that I use to go through the conversation, learn from it, and make sure that it doesn't happen again. Number 1 is I acknowledge the mistake. Had I tried to come up with excuses or avoid the fact, it would have added to the problem. We would have gotten nowhere. Arguing with this person in an emotional state, as I said before, doesn't work because they're not listening. They're not in a position to hear what I'm saying. Number 2, take the emotion out of it, out of the conversation, and break it down into its elements. Number 3, believe in the actions of the other person and not the words. Halfway through their 20-minute monologue on telling me how incompetent I was and how much I wasted their time, the person said flat out, I don't mean to be an a-hole, but, and at that point, I paid attention to what came out next as far as their actions are concerned. They could have stopped the conversation there, but they didn't. They felt the need in that moment to continue to tell me what a horrible salesperson I am and how great they are at their job and how I wasted an hour of their day. Number 4, once you've learned from the mistake and learned how not to do it again, let it go. Dwelling on it, dwelling on the fact that this person is no longer a candidate to buy the asset isn't going to help anything. You can't change what's already been done. And actually, after thinking about it, I was very thankful that I made the mistake, because look at it this way. Had the conversation gone perfectly, in the future, there would be opportunities for other clients to buy a franchise within this asset. I wouldn't want one of my clients to have to go through that 20 minutes. And if that's this person's go-to on how to deal with expectations that aren't met, I'm very glad that I found that out in the second conversation instead of in the 6th or 7th, or after a client was referred to them to buy one of their franchises. The next step is to realize that it's not personal. This person has no idea who I am, never asked what my background was, doesn't know the knowledge and skills that I can bring and help other franchise owners develop and be more efficient and lead better. Define the next steps. What are you going to do? What did I decide to do to be able to improve so that the next candidate that comes along may be a better fit to purchase these assets? Have a growth mindset. I'm better today than I was yesterday, but I'm not as good as I'm going to be tomorrow. Keep learning, keep having that growth mindset so that you don't get stuck in mistakes from the past. The only fatal mistake in any of this is to dwell on it and not learn and move forward. Now, starting in April, on April 4th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, the Franchisee Advanced Leadership Center Mastermind starts a new cycle. There's a link in the comments if you'd like to learn more about it, or you can email me directly and we'll have a conversation and I'll tell you exactly how it's going to help you and help your franchise. Thank you for watching this episode of the Successful Franchisee's Beautiful View. Stay safe and win every day.